Hey, what's good, guys? It's Austin here. So, in today's story time, telling you guys about something that took place about 2 years ago, and just kind of ridiculous. I still don't really know to this day what this guy was on or what he was doing, but it all starts 2 years ago. Me and some friends are driving down the street listening to music. I wasn't driving, I was in the passenger seat up front, just hanging out, listening to music. It was cool. We didn't really have a plan. We were just listening to music, driving around, trying to figure out what to do, and everything was going great. And then all of a sudden, we're driving, and this guy walks out right in front of our car in the middle of the street. And my friend slams on his brakes. Thank fuck we weren't going any faster, because if we were going any faster, my friend probably would have hit this guy with his car. But luckily, that didn't happen. Everyone was okay, just kind of scary. And this guy didn't have a crosswalk. He didn't have the okay to cross. He was literally crossing in the middle of a pretty busy street. And it confused the fuck out of me because there was literally a crosswalk just like a little bit more down the road. Like he could have just kept walking a little bit on the sidewalk and then used the crosswalk and, avoided this. But he decided to cross in the middle of traffic. So anyway, my friend slams his brakes, we stop, and I noticed that the guy is just completely unfazed. Like he didn't even look at us, made no eye contact. But he stopped. He just stopped moving. He was just standing in front of our car. Just super still, just standing in front of our car. Not looking at us. And my friend rolls his window down and he's like, dude, what the fuck? I could have hit you, man. Like, you could have gotten hurt. Why aren't you using the crosswalk? And my friends in the backseat are like, dude, this is fucking weird. Like, what's going on with this guy? Because he didn't seem like he had anything wrong with him at first. But after he stopped walking and just stood still in front of our car and didn't make eye contact or look our way at all after almost, getting hit by a fucking car, he just stood there and had the most blank look in his eyes. It was so weird. So my friend kept trying to talk to him. He's like, hey man, can you hear me? Are you okay? Hello? And my friend gets out of the car and I'm like, yo, are you sure this is a good idea? And he's like, yeah man, hold on. And he goes over in front of the guy and he's waving his hands, trying to snap this guy out of whatever daydream he's in. He's like, hey, can you hear me? Hello, man, you there? You good? And of course, cars start to come behind us and they're beeping and shit and going around us and they're not having it. They're angry. And my friend's just ignoring them, trying to help this guy. And he just wasn't responding. It was so weird. I was actually nervous. I was like, what the fuck happened? Did we just put this guy in shock or something? We were so confused because obviously we didn't hurt him, but that is really scary. But anyway, my friend keeps trying to make contact with him. He's like, hey, can you hear me? Are you good? Do you need me to call someone? And then I open my door because I'm like, what the fuck? This guy might actually be in trouble. And I open my door and all of a sudden the guy turns around and he looks at me. And I was like, okay, so he is there. He's not completely out of reality. And he just gives me this blank look. And I was like, hey man, are you okay? And he looks back at my friend. And he just lets out the most scary, terrifying fucking scream, just ever. He starts screaming, like we were hurting him or something. He was screaming so loud. And my friend's like, yo, are you okay? Are you okay? And he just goes, get the fuck away from me. And he runs and then jumps onto my friend's hood and then rolls off of it and runs in the other direction, away from where he was going towards. So he basically ran back to where he was before he crossed and then ran into a parking lot. And I was like, what the fuck? And my friend's like, dude, what the hell even was that? I'm like, I don't know, but let's get back in the car. So we get back in the car and I was like, should we follow this guy and make sure he's safe? Because clearly something's going on with him. Maybe we should call the cops or something. And my friend's like, yeah, I'm probably gonna. I'm gonna try and talk to him one last time. I was like, dude, I don't know if that's a good idea. He's like, well, I just want to see if he's okay. So we drive over to the parking lot and we kind of follow this guy from a safe distance. And he ends up walking out of the parking lot to a neighborhood road nearby. And we're just kind of slowly driving behind him. And my friend rolls the window down and he looks out his window and just yells at the guy. He goes, hey man, are you okay? I just want to make sure you're okay. And the guy turns around and I shit you not, he turns around, crouches down, almost knees touching the road, and just goes, and then fucking takes off running in the other direction. And that's when I was like, oh, fuck this. Nah, fuck this, man. No fucking way. No way this dude really just kneeled down and fucking hissed at us like a goddamn cat and ran away. So my friend starts driving again and following him. And after about 2 minutes of following him, we see him run from the street onto a lawn and then up to the porch of a house. And he just opens the front door and runs inside and slams it. And we were like, dude, is that even his house? Did this fucking guy just really run into some random house? So my friend pulls over on the side of the road and he goes, Austin, go knock on the door and see if that's his house. And I was like, dude, fuck no. He just hissed at me like a fucking animal. I don't want to see if that's his house. What if it is his house and he fucking hits me over the head with a brick and drags me inside and eats me? I don't want to fucking do that. He's just like, dude, come on. Just take one for the fucking team. Go knock on the door. And I was like, no, absolutely fucking not. That dude wants nothing to do with us, and I don't want to go knock on his front door. So after arguing for like 2 minutes, my friends just finally convinced me to go do it. So I get out of the car. I like very, very hesitantly walk up to the fucking door. I knock on the door, and I notice the blinds in the window next to the door open really quick. And he like looks at me, and he closes them really quick. And I was like, oh, what the fuck, dude? This is terrifying. Like, he could just come out at any minute and just beat my ass. So I was just standing there, and then all of a sudden I hear the door unlock. And I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. Here we go. This is it. And he opens the door just a crack, and he goes, who's there? And I was like, hey, man, my name's Austin. We were just driving down the street, and you were crossing in the middle of traffic, and we almost hit you, and we just want to make sure you're okay and, like, you're doing all right, and if you need anything. And he just goes, yeah, I'm good. And I was like, okay, you don't need me to call anyone or anything? Like, is this your house? He goes, yeah, I'm fine. And I was like, all right, man, I'm sorry to bother you. He goes, it's all right. I'm going to go to bed now. I was like, okay, have a good sleep. And he goes, you too. And he just shuts the door. And I was like, that is like top 5 creepiest fucking things I've ever seen. So I fucking turn around real quick, walk back to the car. So I get in the fucking car, and all my friends are like, what do you say, man? What do you say? I was like, I don't know. He just said, like, who's there? And I answered his question. And then I asked if he was okay, and then if he needed me to call anybody, and he said no. And I asked if it was his house, and he said yeah, and that he was going to go to sleep. And my friends are just like, that's so fucking weird. Like, he wasn't even talking just a few minutes ago. And I was like, yeah, well, let's stop bothering him and go home. And my friend's like, I guess it really is his house. Maybe he's just on some sort of drug. And I was like, that's probably my best guess. Either that or, like, I don't know. Maybe he's just going through some shit. And my friends are all like, yeah, maybe. And we pretty much just ended up driving home after that, and I never saw him again. I do think that was his house because he ran in there and all the lights were already on. And I only saw one car there, which could have been his. And when he answered the door, he seemed a lot more comfortable. So my best guess is he was either really, really fucked up on something, like some sort of drug or too much alcohol, or he had something that was out of his control, like a disability or something, and he left his house and just wasn't making decisions that were really in his control. But no matter what, it all ended up with him being safe in his home environment and away from traffic and things that could hurt him. So that's good. And hopefully he was just too drunk and he woke up the next day being like, what the fuck did I do last night? Like, that was not smart. And he just kind of, didn't drink again. But I don't really know. But in the end, he was safe and everyone was safe. But moral of the story is, if you ever see something like this, call your local authorities and tell them what's going on. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this story time. If you did enjoy the story, please leave a like on the video. I would really appreciate it. Leave your story times in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys all later. Peace.